chase their prey, speed is the principal weapon. Sometimes speed is not enough. Confronted by a herd of agile prey animals and an inconvenient cloud of dust, an attacking lion is reduced to a spectator. The lion may have more luck when he tries again, but there are some animals whose whole livelihood depends on overcoming their prey by means of a series of secret weapons. In shallow coastal waters, where the competition for resources is intense, swift and agile creatures are the prey of a rather sluggish animal, the cuttlefish. The prawns and fish that it eats are far more mobile, but the cuttlefish uses its tentacles to take them unawares. Stealth is the first requirement. Floating like some inanimate object in the water, the cuttlefish drifts idly towards an unsuspecting fish until it's within range and then fires. It doesn't always work. If every cuttlefish caught every fish it aimed at, there would soon be no fish left, and soon after that, no cuttlefish. Predation is an arms race in which the prey survives by being just one step ahead of the predator, some of the time. Part of the cuttlefish's armory is its extraordinary vision. Cuttlefish are mollusks related to snails, but they have eyes as good as any mammal. Using both eyes together, a cuttlefish has binocular vision. That is, it can judge distance as well as you or me when it's taking aim at its prey. Other mollusks have eyes, but nothing like as good. A scallop has rows of them along the edge of its shell to look out for its enemies. Little blue gems dot the rim of its mantle, each able to distinguish between light and dark and to recognize movement, but not much else. A scallop's main enemies are starfish, which have the strength to prise its shell open and eat the contents. The scallop has a secret defensive weapon. Unlike many shellfish, it can fly. The cuttlefish's other secret weapon is its camouflage. It can change color continuously to keep it inconspicuous against the flickering underwater background. It does it by means of color cells called chromatophores. By contracting cells of one color and expanding those of another, the cuttlefish becomes a chameleon, a marine kaleidoscope. The color changes can be very quick, causing the cuttlefish to disappear for a moment. For young cuttlefish, mimicking the pebbles of their environment may save their lives. It certainly makes them hard for shrimps to see. An octopus shares some of the cuttlefish's attributes, especially its sharp eyesight, but it hunts in one of two different ways. Instead of flicking out lightning tentacles, it sometimes feels its way around, latching onto victims with sensitive suckers. This is sometimes too clumsy to succeed. Lacking the cuttlefish's ability to change color every few seconds, an octopus needs a different form of camouflage. Instead of imitating its background, it appropriates it. Its other hunting technique works just as effectively as that of the cuttlefish once it has spotted its prey with its acute eyesight. Octopuses are highly adaptable in their choice of hiding place, especially when they're small. The arrival of mankind and his litter-spreading tendencies has proved a bonus to some of them. With its fluid mollusk body and its sharp eyes and hunting instinct, the young octopus can lie in wait in the most unexpected places. The eyes are the guiding principle behind many of the secret weapons in the animal kingdom. From herons to frogs to praying mantises, precise binocular vision enables them to pinpoint and then skewer their prey. An owl and a lion in search of prey use the same range-finding technique as humans, judging distance by assessing the difference between the images received by their two eyes. Because success or failure can mean the difference between life and death, an animal's hunting skills must be honed to a fine edge. In the forests of Madagascar, the home of the lemurs, good eyesight means something more than the ability to hunt. It also means escape, leaping with great precision from branch to branch. But among the branches where the lemurs leap, there live some of the finest target shooters of all. The Malagasy people say that a chameleon has one eye on the past and the other on the future. But in fact, its swiveling turrets are watching all round. When one eye spots a likely item of food, both turn together to take aim, and it fires its tubular tongue, sticky at the end. Very little escapes the chameleon's marksmanship. Madagascar is home to half the chameleons in the world, most of them endemic, that is, found only in these ancient forests. The tongue can extend further than the length of the chameleon's body. If you can't reach your prey, the next best thing is to turn your body into a projectile. The jumping spiders have a formidable array of eyes with which to locate their prey and magnificent fangs with which to kill it. Once they've found it, as their name suggests, they leap on it, relying on speed to take it unawares. They move among the leaves like so many tiny lemurs, trailing a safety line of silk in case they should fall. This agility is the key to their success as hunters. But the grasshopper's contribution to the arms race is its legs and its quick reactions. The spider's safety line proves its value not for the first time. The male of the species, larger and paler, is also out hunting, stalking its prey with beady eyes. Eyes are important to owls. They're so large that they can't move in their sockets, which is why owls must be able to turn their heads so far. Hunting at night, they make more use of their ultra-sensitive hearing to locate prey. The spotted owl steals a march on its rivals in America's western forests by hunting by day, using its large eyes to find mice and flying squirrels in the gloom among the trees. The open desert is far from gloomy, but if it's easy there for a predator to see its prey, the reverse is also true. A rattlesnake is guided mainly by its eyes during the day, but its prey can see it coming. The snake seeks prey by scent as well. It samples the air with its flickering tongue, testing the scent in two small pits inside its mouth. Eyes and tongue are not enough to make the snake a very successful hunter by day. Its potential prey has evolved to counter the snake's stealthy approach with alertness and speed. Lizards and ground squirrels alike make their escape as soon as they see the snake coming. But as the hungry day draws to a close, the snake will come into its own. It has a secret weapon against which the small animals of the night have no defense. No matter how well insulated they are, all mammals give out a certain amount of heat. The rattlesnake can sense that heat using a pair of organs concealed in pits in front of its eyes. It belongs to a group of snakes which share this ability, the pit vipers. A heat-sensitive camera gives some idea of how a pit viper perceives its prey. The red areas are the warmest parts of the mouse. They're the snake's target. A mouse has very sensitive eyes, but in complete darkness it can see nothing. The snake's secret weapon enables it to follow the mouse wherever it goes, even into its burrow, where other predators would lose it in the darkness. Although food was hard to come by during the day, at night the rattlesnake doesn't go hungry. Elsewhere in the American deserts, another nocturnal predator uses a secret weapon to hunt in darkness. It's a Mexican pallid bat, and it catches crickets by sonar. High-pitched sounds produced from its ornate nose bounce off the prey on the desert floor to be received by those huge sensitive ears. The echoes tell the bat all it needs to know about the location of its food. In the forests of Costa Rica, the bulldog bat uses the same system to catch fish at night. The sounds don't penetrate the water, but if a fin sticks up as much as a millimeter above the surface, the bat can detect it and catch its owner. Hunting prey in water by sight presents predators with a problem, but kingfishers know the answer. Objects below the surface are never quite where they seem because of refraction, the way light bends as it leaves the water. The attacker has to make allowance for this, or miss. An adult kingfisher rarely misses. Young birds have to learn the necessary adjustment. It takes many trials and a good number of errors before the bird discovers just how much to aim off to allow for refraction. A young kingfisher that fails to learn in time will starve. A similar adjustment must be made by an animal that hunts from water into air. There are not very many such animals in the world. One of the few lives in the rivers of Indonesia. It's the archerfish. A fly cleaning its wings in the sunshine should be out of reach of any fish. The archers cruising in the river below seem to be gazing wistfully at a nourishing snack which is hopelessly unattainable. In fact, they're sizing up the target, checking its range and direction. A perfectly aimed jet of water knocks the fly down, and in one swift movement the fish grabs it before it can recover from the water surface. Then it watches for another fly to arrive. Sometimes it takes several shots to find the mark. Archerfish are among the few fish to have forward-looking eyes to judge the distance of their prey as well as its direction. Because the fish gather in groups to hunt, the trophy doesn't always go to the marksman who shot it down. An archerfish has a groove in the roof of its mouth which it can cover with its tongue to form a tube. When it then closes its gill covers suddenly, water squirts up the tube like a bullet up a gun barrel. A shooting party of archerfish surround a hapless fly, apparently taking turns to have a potshot at it until one of them knocks it down. Then it's on to the next likely-looking twig. A scrimmage follows each successful shooting until the ball, the fly, is taken out of play, sometimes with an agility that has to be seen to be believed. As if spitting so accurately weren't enough, the little fish sometimes jump to take the prey in their teeth. If they can reach, this effectively prevents another fish from stealing their meal. If at first they don't succeed, they try and try again. In the dog-eat-dog of predator and prey, a small advantage can mean that one animal will leave more offspring than another. The offspring are likely to inherit their parents' freakish skill. Thus, small genetic differences become fixed in the population. Hence the secret weapons of the pit viper and the fishing bat, the kingfisher and the amazing archerfish.